Critical attention. This video is vital evidence, and may be deleted by YouTube at any moment. Download this video immediately, as you will need many weeks in order to disseminate the data. Have no fear. All will become clear. So, let us begin. Direct message to Chris Hansen about Onision. Mr. Hansen, my good sir, I pray that your weekend is well and peaceful. I used to work at NASA as the Senior Systems Administrator of High-Performance Supercomputing and Numerical Aeronautic Simulation, building supercomputer server cluster farms for TREAT. The integrity of your data security has been compromised. I am here to warn you. You are being farmed. Let not your guard down. He has emissaries whom solve problems for him. You are his problem. Your data archive is becoming a vault. I only get one chance to send this message to you in this format. Before Onision comes along and hits his kill switch. You asked the question just before you went away for this weekend as to any type of proprietary toolkit obtained by Onision from YouTube. Aside from the impunity he enjoys, he also has a titanium non-disclosure agreement with YouTube. Thus, you are at a great disadvantage in that skirmish. I highly advise you to modify your strategy. This is an open forum. It is not safe to speak here. Mr. Hansen, my friend, I attest that back when I was working for TREAT, it was far easier to hack the Five Eyes than it is to speak freely here on YouTube. I spent the last 24 hours preparing this information in an attempt to cast some light on the methodologies that are being used. However, there are several subjects to overview. 1. Most cellular devices today use VoIP, or Voice over IP, meaning that all of your telephone communication is not protected by the FCC, nor by warrant. 2. All of your data is sent through a series of supercomputer server cluster farms. Thus, if all cellular devices only are offered in two physical formats, either an iPhone or an Android, then all cellular telecommunication transits only through either one of two companies' data storage facilities, namely Apple and Google. This is the problem. You have an enemy with an insider at Google, protected by NDA, with all of your data, both verbal and digital, are stored in your enemy's vault. I am retired today, but back when I was working for TREAT, the term smart, used in the name smartphone, stood for secret militarized armaments in residential technology. So, I warn you that the exact tactical situation you are in right now is exactly what a smartphone was invented for. Do not use an Android device in your situation. Think simply of the damage caused to that one old lady who lost her own rigged election just because she used email. Personally, that is why I never touch the stuff. Anyway, moving on. Subject number 2. Method of approach. There are many esoteric methods in my nomenclature, but I only wear white clothing. That is, unless we have bad weather like we do now, when unfortunately, I have to put on my darker garments. Unfortunately. However, when the ram's horn is blown, all the men at war must heed the call. Alas, here we are. While yes, I do pray with all of my soul that Onision receives judgment here on earth for his discretions, sadly, I hold very little stock in it. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Remember that God hates all liars. So, if the goal is for incarceration, then we must consider that time is gluttonous of things. The longer that we wait, the more evidence he tries to destroy. We must recite our target. I have spent the last 6 months dismantling all of his sources of income. From speaking in anonymous formats, the voice of God, to the executive management of his major sources, to ripping away his spam accounts. Something to keep in mind is that when Onision found out that I was able to convince the board to terminate his Patreon account, his little Computia tantrum was completely authentic. After that, he was in full damage control mode. I have had several other victories with Onision, but also a few redrawn battles. But let the world hear this loud and clear. This fight is between James and I. So, I would highly advise everybody concerned to intricately examine his financial accounts, and that, at least for the present time, that we redirect our focus away from the FBI and more over towards the IRS. Don't get me wrong now. I am not saying to take your knee off of his neck, but rather to shift your weight just a little bit. I say this because I have seen all of his data. So, to be fair, I will show you some of mine. Subject number 3. Onision. As of this exact second of moment, I am still writing this speech to you, and have not yet to begin producing the actual video itself. So I am not sure if the procedure has already been playing for you, or not. But I have spent the last 24-ish hours laying out a honey trap for Onision. And wouldn't you know, the dumb little bear cub went for it. Suffice it to say, there is going to be, if there is not already, an absolute shit ton of screen captures flashing across your screen. This is why I told you to download this video. You are going to need weeks of time on your preferred digital audio workstation to go through each photo, frame by frame. So, let us examine this melee, and look at what we're looking at. What you will see, is the approximate chronological logging, of every video posted for the search term value. Onision. With the search filters oscillating between upload date, set to last hour, and set to today. This setting is critically important to this whole Onision investigation. Because this is where the fight is. Otherwise, if you only leave your search filters set to the default relevance, then you will only find the cherry-picked data, which is essentially useless information. I have been fighting with Onision, one-on-one, every day, from wake to sleep, through video, in front of all of you. That is why nobody understands just exactly what is going on. Like I said, this fight is between James and I. So, what does he do here on YouTube? Are you ready? Okay. Let's do this thing. 1. In his toolkit, he can create unlimited user accounts. 2. He uses those accounts to seed mirror copies of his videos into unlimited fake and spam accounts. At which point, the channel site will slowly matriculate, until it is large enough, that it can be monetized. Then he will change the name, and claim it is an official site. Can you see the grift there? B. He will scan trending topics for all languages, and hunt for any viable videos that may have slipped by unnoticed into the Creative Commons. Those videos are then mass re-rendered, posted a dozen at a time, and loaded with approximately 8 to 10 advertisements in them. Just think for a moment. All an approximation. 10 plus years. Times 1,000 plus videos per day. Times 100,000 plus accounts. Times a million subs. All divided by one person. Equals approximately, just, how much? Stolen revenue. I tell you. I have been blowing the trumpet of Gabriel for over 6 months now. And one by one, each brick is falling. I have been laying siege on him, on every front. And now? I'm reading him, the Bible. However, like I said, nobody knows this because, this fight is between James and I. I have tried everything with him, and he will not submit. Stubborn. Stubborn, little brat. I have produced a very large family for myself. I have even tried to actually sit down with him, over video, and reason with him, as a very calm, but very angry, father. Nothing will reach that kid. That is the problem. His mother coddled him too much, and never weaned him from the bonds of infancy. That is precisely what the Oedipus complex is. But most people don't have an Ivy League education, and they think that the Oedipus complex has something to do with wanting to have physical sex with their mother. I mean, seriously, dear God. What has become of this nation today? There is a reason that your parents told you kids to go to your rooms and do your homework. Moving on. 3. Onision takes those spam accounts, and he trolls through the last hour/today threads, and he will go through and watch your video for 2 seconds, which will immediately divide your viewing statistics in half. He does that a few more times, from a few more accounts. And your video will never increment itself to the next time slot allocation. B. He has the ability to essentially kill switch your video. Such that, with me personally, he will click the flag/report URL, and will instantly shadow ban the video for 24 hours. In the mornings, he will come through at 9 AM Pacific Standard Time, and perform a blanket sweep of any video, or any person, he doesn't like. Do you get it? He comes in, just before he tries to post a video, then he black bags everybody. And sits, uncontestable, for the next 24 hours, and on, and on, and on, and on. The pictures across your screen will essentially walk you through a time lapse. I understand that what I am trying to explain to you sounds very confusing. But I will make a reference right now to the movie called The Matrix. That the more that you stare at the screen, the easier it will become to actually see what you are looking at, as if you were listening to radio waves from the moon. Only by mention that now he has decided to try and make fun of me by casting me as a character in his little homemade animated videos, sticking the character in a green dress. It's like, dude. Seriously? Last month, it was all about his knockoff, throwback, wannabe, NASA jersey. Oh. And as a side note, to Onision, I know that you are watching this video. So I will just take this moment, and try to apologize to you for just a few seconds or so. That is, if you will accept my apology. I offer it to you, as such. Ahem. I am a very disciplined and patient person, myself. Like, I don't jump around and break stuff like you do. I don't lose my shit, and start pouring kombucha on myself, or any of the other crazy shit that you do. But, I am human. And, I have been known to lose my sense of humor. Like, I don't know, for example. Okay. Here's one. About a month or so back, I was trying to get some important information conveyed to Mr. Hansen. Yet, what was his name again? Vince, I believe. Yeah, I think his name was Vince, or something. Anyway, this piece of work kept on yanking my chain, and since he was hosting the stream, I cut off the syn act for the Hansen feed, and just let the port suffocate. So, yeah. That's one. What's another one? Oh. I've got another one for you. You are going to love this one. Hey, Jimmy. Remember when you copyright struck a bunch of my videos the other night? Yeah, that was another one too. You know, personally, I have not opened an email, nor read any virtual message from any source, in like, I don't know, maybe 20 odd years or so. And I never thought that I would honestly care about something as trite as a YouTube channel would ever mean anything emotional to offer me in value. But then, I think of you. And I get this groaning in the pit of my stomach, and I become so confused by it that I had thought that I was having hunger pains. I know. Weird. Right? Anyway, you see, what happened was, like, I thought that I was hungry, right? I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this the way that you do it, Jimmy. You see, I'm not as good at telling stories like you do. But I'm trying my best here, so bear with me. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah. I remember now. You pissed me off, so I thought that I was hungry, and I wanted to be just like you. So I called up that nice pizza shop that helped you out that one time, and, because of your wonderful recommendation for the place, it just got me thinking. Maybe I should satisfy my hunger with a satisfying banquet. So, I picked up my handy-dandy smartphone, and I called that sweet little old ma-and-pa shop. And I ordered me up the works. I mean, spared no expense. But, doggone it. Wouldn't you know? I was so confused. You know, because of all of groaning in the pit of my stomach. That I think that I may have messed up the whole delivery order. Because, it just seemed like an hour was somehow an eternity. So I called that pizza shop back, you remember, don't you? The pizza shop that helped you out when you were trying to make everybody feel sad for you. Yeah. That pizza shop. Well, you know, as it turned out, I had messed up the whole order, because, when I was supposed to give them my address, I messed up and gave them your address by mistake. You know? Because I was so confused about you copyright striking a bunch of my hard work. Yeah, because that. So, it turned out that because the driver, you see, yeah, the driver got lost or something on the way. So the driver tried to look at the delivery slip. But with a stroke of bad luck, the pizza delivery slip flew out the window onto the freeway. Amazingly, the pizza delivery slip landed right on the windshield and wipers of a different pizza delivery driver. It was just so amazing, Jimmy, you just had to see it. As a matter of fact, so would I. But it gets better. Shortly after the second pizza delivery driver returned to their pizza delivery shop, they told their amazing story to all of their other fellow pizza delivery drivers. It has become legendary, Jimmy. I am so surprised that you haven't heard about it yet. It is just so absolutely incredibly amazing. Oh, Jimmy. Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy, just think that right now, there are just so many pizza delivery drivers trying to figure out how that they are going to be the one to deliver the pizza to you. It's a great order, Jimmy, and you are just going to love it. There are 5 extra large pizzas coming. It's just been so amazing that I can't remember exactly what I ordered. I think that one is a big Samoan Hawaiian pineapple and ham. I think that the second had big Mexican roasted chili peppers and spicy sausage. Now, I wanted to make sure that everybody is happy. And I wanted to make sure that the pizza delivery shop sent 2 of their extra special extra combination deluxe supreme pizzas. And, I'm trying to remember what that last one was, but you remembered, Jimmy? Don't you? It was only 2 nights ago. What was that 5th pizza delivery again? Yeah. I remember now. It was their famous house specialty. The 5th pizza delivered should be their world-renowned extra large black olive jungle pizza, with extra pepperoni and those huge kielbasa. I mean those type of huge black olive jungle extra pepperoni monster kielbasas that are as thick as your arm. Yeah. Great stuff. You are going to love it. Now, don't worry, Jimmy. I wasn't just going to tie you up and hang you out to dry or something. You're a busy man, and time is money. So, I really wanted to double-check with the pizza delivery shop that they remember that when they are delivering 5 huge pizzas, that they absolutely must remember that yes, he has beverages at his house, in various volumes from pocket-sized beverages to very large novelty beverages. So, the pizza delivery drivers need to be extra prepared. With 5 huge pizza deliveries, you must bring at least 10 bottles of soda pop. Remember, Jimmy is a busy man, and if you forget something, you're not going to have time to go back to your pizza delivery vehicles. So, I asked the pizza delivery shop's manager to make sure that they are prepared for anything. You know that, don't you, Jimmy? Anyway, I have to get back to remaking my YouTube videos again. You remember, Jimmy? Don't you? Those videos that I made. The videos that you copyright struck me for. Yeah. Those ones. So, I hope that you accept my apology, Jimmy. I hope that you accept my peace offering, and a token of my deep concern for you, Jimmy. I have to get back to work now. But again, don't worry, Jimmy, you and I both know that the 2 of us are going to be up all night, playing online with each other. If you could see me right now, I am so excited that I am rejoicing in happiness for your and I strong relationship. I love you, Jimmy. Sweet dreams, and sleep well.